Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in today to the session. My name is Sylvia Jen and I'm Enterprise Coordinator at the University of Salford. Today we're going to be talking about how to use the LinkedIn Learning Path as a really easy way to create and customize your own online courses. But before I go into the practicalities of that, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Justina Turner, who is going to give you a little bit more background and context to this.
Hello, my name is Justina Turner and I'm the Incubation Manager at the University of Salford. I work closely with Sylvia and other colleagues and I manage the enterprise team. So today I wanted to talk to you and give you a little bit of context of why we chose to start LinkedIn Learning Pathways. So we founded our usual traditional support, which is a mix of masterclasses, kind of in-person group sessions, one-to-one advice, and also things like pitching for funding. All that support was obviously no longer practical in the situation of COVID-19. So what we already had is we already had some existing online content. So we've pre-recorded some enterprise masterclasses, but we thought actually it would be really good to really freshen that up and make it a little bit more interactive. And so we really decided it would be really a good way of providing students the knowledge that they need, but also give them that flexibility to dip in and out of the LinkedIn Learning Pathway and really kind of take the learning at their own pace, but also have some curated content added to it, as well as some practical exercises. So the way that came about was really a huge team effort. So actually Sylvia was the main lead on this project. She's created a really robust, clear project plan where we were able to see what's needed for this, but also what we're able to do as individual advisors to go in and record certain sections. So actually it was quite an interesting project. We were kind of learning as we were doing it, but also there's a great level of team support with any technical issues and helping with editing. So it's a really great way of harnessing the expertise of the team and really showcasing their skills. So I'll hand over to Sylvia now. She can tell you a little bit more about the way she's done the pathway for us and how she's put it together.
Thanks, Justina. So yes, I will be focusing on the LinkedIn Learning Path which we created. That's called Forging Your Own Career Path. We actually have another one that we just recently developed, which just goes to show how easy it is to actually put something together and get it on LinkedIn Learning in a very short period of time. And also, this presentation is not so much about how to develop an online course. This presentation is going to mostly be about the LinkedIn Learning Path features that we used in order to put our course together and use it on their platform so that it's easily accessible for our students. So hopefully by the end of this presentation you'll be able to assess whether LinkedIn Learning Path is suitable for your needs, and if you do want to make use of it, then you'll hopefully know a little bit more about how to use it. There are loads of different platforms where you can use to create online courses. So for example, OpenLearn is actually free for both users and instructors, and it uses the Moodle capabilities to create online courses. But then some other platforms like FutureLearn and Coursera, it's more about creating partnership between universities and either of those companies in order to create content that then becomes free for users. And that's how LinkedIn Learning courses are actually made as well. So you sign up to become an instructor and they partner with you to create the content and courses. But those kind of courses can take quite a while for you to actually develop. So there are other options if you don't want to become an instructor. So if your university has signed up to LinkedIn Learning and you have administrative access, then you're able to create collections as well as learning paths. And so this is where you would end up if you log into LinkedIn Learning, and if you have admin access, then it should say go to admin up here in the right top corner. So click on that, and that will bring you to the learning management area. So to create a LinkedIn Learning Path, you want to go to the right hand side where it says add, and you'll be able to create one or collection or add custom content. If you want to create your own custom content, then you will need to add that first before you can create the LinkedIn Learning Path. So I'll show you in a moment why we need to do that, but let me just click on the Create Learning Path. So here you create a new one, and to create one you will need a thumbnail image, a title, some description. You can set how people can discover your learning path, and you can put in some tags so that people can search for it using keywords. But I'll actually show you how it all looks once you create the learning path using the one that we've created as a team, the Forge Your Own Career Path Learning Path. So here you can see the thumbnail, title, description, and all the skill tags and things. So all of this you'll be able to edit at a later stage. But a word of caution, you can only publish the learning path. You can't save a draft. So when you create your learning path, you need to make sure that all of the content, description, everything that you need in order to create the learning path is ready, because once you save and publish it, it becomes public. So to add content to your learning path, go down to the sections below, and you'll be able to add content. So you can either search for content that's already on LinkedIn, so that could be the custom content that you uploaded, or it could be the existing courses that are already on LinkedIn. However, if you have external content that you want to add to the learning path, you can use a link. So that could be links to YouTube or whatever, and this actually makes the learning path really, really flexible. So you can add all of your content into one section, or you can break them up into several sections. So we've opted to create different sections because we wanted to group content together as relating to a particular theme and module. So for example, module 1 has to do with developing your vision, and module 2 has to do with making a plan. The reason we did that is so that students can complete this module by module in their own time. Each of the modules start with an custom video which introduces the topic and any activities the students can go and do by themselves, as well as any extra resources that they can consult. Those resources include things like workbooks that they can download and use, links to our existing online resources, LinkedIn courses, as well as YouTube videos. As you can see, most of these external resources are provided as external links, including the YouTube videos, our external pre-recorded resources, as well as the workbook. LinkedIn Learning actually does allow you to upload documents, but they're not interactive and they're not downloadable, which means that if you want something to have links, or if you wanted to students to be able to interact somehow with the document, it's not possible. They can only view it, and this is why we've then provided a link to the document to be downloadable from our own university site, so students will be able to safely access them that way. Using the link function to add content to your learning path is really, really flexible. For example, if you wanted to add an element of assessment into it, you can link to a particular quiz or form that's been created somewhere else. We didn't add assessments to it because the course was actually designed to introduce entrepreneurship to students who might not be so interested in it, to help them see the relevance, the benefit, and how quickly they can actually do something entrepreneurial. So by module 3, they would have come up with a clear idea of how they can carve out a career path of their own making. And so the rest of the modules kind of takes them through various entrepreneurship topics, from market research, marketing, as well as the legal, finance, and how to raise capital, which covers a lot of ground. So it took 3 of us, including myself, to produce the whole learning path. Each person was responsible for finding the relevant resources and then recorded the custom videos that introduced the topic, the resources, as well as provided plenty of easy activities that the students can go and do. So that was a really quick tour of LinkedIn Learning Paths. We hope that has been useful, and we look forward to any questions and discussions that we can have later. Thanks for listening.